If you've been blessed with a birthmark, you likely think about it a lot, but maybe not about its history. It turns out these seemingly simple skin abnormalities have a lot more to them than meets the eye. From the science behind them to the superstitions that surround them, here's everything you need to know about birthmarks.
Every flaw, difference, condition make us human.
Birthmarks come in all shapes and sizes and typically fall into two major categories, according to science. The red-coloured birthmarks, called vascular birthmarks or hemangiomas, are made up of four main types: strawberry birthmarks, port wine stains, salmon patches or stork bites, and cavernous hemangiomas.
It was really difficult for me to just have somebody just see me and just not my birthmark.
The second major category consists of brown pigmentation. These birthmarks include cafe au lait spots and Mongolian spots. Believe it or not, even moles are considered to be a type of birthmark, but only if you happen to be born with them. Even with the advancement of technology over the decades, birthmarks are one of those things that still puzzle the scientific community. Their colours can accurately be explained, but when it comes to the reasons why they form, there are a few possible theories. According to scientific research tome Diseases and Disorders, some reports suggest that there are certain circumstances that result in birthmarks, including premature births, multiple births, and the use of fertility drugs. Medical News Today reports that some doctors believe birthmarks are caused by a piece of the placenta lodging itself into an embryo during pregnancy. Regardless, none of these theories have been proven. Even though we don't know for sure where birthmarks come from, many cultures have attempted to solve the mystery, and one of the most enduring myths links mothers to their children's mysterious marks.
Oh, your nose is all pink like a little kitten.
According to this theory via The Atlantic, if you have a food craving and you don't fulfill that craving and you scratch yourself, your child will be born with a beauty mark in the shape of the food you were craving.
Come on!
This legend persists in several countries, including Israel, Egypt, Brazil, and Italy. And the book Baby Law reveals other legends that also blame mums for birthmarks. According to a Chinese superstition, an expectant mother who starts a fire will give birth to a baby with a birthmark on their face. An old American superstition says that a baby will be born with a birthmark if a pregnant woman watches a lunar eclipse or if she so much as touches her stomach during one. And an Indian belief says that if a pregnant woman draws a line during an eclipse, that line will appear on the baby as a birthmark.
Weird, but okay.
Some birthmarks can actually fade with age, and one of those is the Mongolian spot. Mongolian spots are typically found in people with darker skin tones, and according to the book Differential Diagnosis for Physical Therapists, they are very common in children of Asian, African, Indian, Native American, Polynesian, or Hispanic origins. But Mongolian spots almost always completely disappear by the time a child is 5 years old. And strawberry birthmarks also typically fade as a child gets older. According to Diseases and Disorders, 95% of these kinds of birthmarks will be gone by the time a child reaches 9 years old. Not everyone enjoys rocking their birthmarks, especially those on their face. But it turns out the birthmark removal process isn't always just for aesthetic purposes. According to NYU Langone Health, in some cases doctors will recommend that certain types of birthmarks be removed for medical reasons. For instance, birthmarks that form on the scalp could lead to a bald spot, and some deep hemangiomas can damage the skin around them. A hemangioma on the face, for example, has the potential to damage the eyes, nose, and mouth. Such birthmarks also have the potential to affect a child's self-esteem, which is another reason that a doctor may suggest surgical removal. Doctors recommend that birthmark removal occur when a child is still young, since their skin is more elastic then and therefore heals more readily, minimizing scarring. While some people might be self-conscious of their birthmarks, the good news is that they are normal and, for the most part, harmless.
You have a birthmark. So what? Why would that scare me?
But on some occasions, they can be an indicator of disease. Children who have a congenital nevus, a dark mole that is usually located on their scalp or torso, have a higher risk of skin cancer as adults. So these types of birthmarks should be monitored by a medical professional throughout the child's life, according to the Mayo Clinic.
There's a lot of UV exposure. This really can affect anyone from little babies to adults.
Women's Day notes that you should always monitor moles and birthmarks for signs of change. If you see anything unusual, make an appointment with your doctor. So birthmarks aren't hereditary, or are they? While science may not be able to give us a definite answer, Dr. Hardik Soni told Insider, some birthmarks run in families. However, scientists are not completely sure why birthmarks only affect some babies or why they develop in the first place. According to Better Health Channel, birthmarks can run in families or be, quote, similar to marks on other family members. But still, most birthmarks aren't passed down through generations.
We want to raise our soon-to-be-born child and 2 other kids contrarily to their genetics.
But hereditary birthmarks did play a key role in ancient Greece. According to the book, A Companion to Families in the Greek and Roman World, the son of the god Apollo supposedly had an anchor-shaped birthmark on his thigh that was considered proof of his link to his dad. And according to the myth, he passed this birthmark on to his descendants. Some of the superstitions surrounding birthmarks are downright sinister. According to black cats and 4-leaf clovers, birthmarks were once thought to be a sign that a mother had done something evil.
So not like a regular mom, I'm a cool mom.
In the 17th century, Englishman Matthew Hopkins outlined a guide to catch so-called witches. According to the book Connecticut Witch Trials, the First Panic in the New World, one of Hopkins's supposedly surefire ways of identifying a witch was to search for a, quote, devil's mark. All witches were thought to carry such a mark, and people who were trying to prove someone was a witch could claim that any mark on the skin of an accused party was a devil's mark. Just a birthmark could be all that was needed to condemn someone as a witch. Hopkins's guide resulted in hundreds of murders both in England and in the Americas. According to black cats and 4-leaf clovers, some societies thought of a birthmark as an omen of luck. But if you didn't want a baby to have a birthmark, one superstition claimed that if a mother licked her child's birthmark, it would disappear. In the past, mothers were also urged to rub themselves with black pepper to prevent their babies from being born with birthmarks.
I'm so deadly serious about all this, it would be terribly funny.
According to baby law, birthmarks shaped like crosses or doves signify that a baby is generally blessed. Blonde-haired babies who have birthmarks on their heads have been given a lucky kiss by either a fairy or an angel. Another belief alleges that a baby with a mole will be successful in the future. And an Indian superstition says that a wheel-shaped birthmark is a lucky sign, and that it's even luckier if it appears on the right side of the body. One of the more intriguing theories about birthmarks is that they are proof that reincarnation exists. And this theory isn't just rooted in superstition either. According to a paper by Dr. Ian Stevenson, about 35% of children who claim that they remember having lived past lives have either birthmarks on their body that correspond to wounds supposedly suffered in a past life. Stevenson reported, in cases in which a deceased person was identified, the details of whose life unmistakably matched the child's statements. A close correspondence was nearly always found between the birthmarks and/or birth defects on the child and the wounds on the deceased person. For Stevenson, this was indisputable proof of reincarnation. He wrote, "Some paranormal process seems required to account for at least some of the details of these cases." While a birthmark is, by definition, something that appears on the skin, according to Medical News Today, birthmarks can also affect the hair, sometimes causing a striking white lock. This shock of hair is referred to as a Malin streak and is caused by the lack of pigmentation in the hair. These particular locks can actually run in families. In 2018, Metro reported on the story of Josiah Barnes, a 2-year-old with a white patch of hair in the middle of his head, just like 40 other people in his family. His mum, Latrice, told the outlet, "It runs through my family. We don't know where it originated, but my grandmother had it, as did her grandparents." In 2016, KidSpot reported on Brianna Worthy, who passed her own white streak of hair onto her daughter. Worthy's mother and grandmother also shared the trait. Another distinguishing mark that is similar to a birthmark is the choroidal nevus. While it's not technically a birthmark, it's actually a spot, freckle, or mole in the eye. Many people don't even know they have them, and they're typically discovered by doctors during eye exams. While having a birthmark floating around in your eye might sound odd, Very Well Health assures that these are completely normal and don't usually indicate any health problems. In some rare cases, though, they can grow large enough to disturb the surrounding tissue, leading to fluid or blood leaks or even retinal detachment. According to the Kellogg Eye Center, these marks are quite common and 5 to 10% of us have them.
I look into the crystal so.
Some people believe that your fortune can be revealed through birthmarks, specifically moles, through a practice called moliomancy. And according to Dreaming the Future, the fantastic story of prediction, this practice may have originated with the Chinese, but telling fortunes through moles was also practiced by the Roma people. According to the belief, a round mole is a sign of good luck. Those with angular sides suggest that you have a fiery temper.
Even like a year and a half ago, a woman told me that she thought I should remove them. I was like, that ship has sailed, my friend, and no. And then go yourself.
According to the Encyclopedia of Superstitions, the placement of moles can supposedly reveal even more about a person. If you have moles on your ears, you will one day become wealthy. A mole near your mouth indicates someone who is full of passion. If there are many moles on your breasts, it means you'll one day have many children. Moles on your buttocks indicate a lazy nature. And according to the rules of moleomancy, the darker a mole is, the greater the chance these qualities are likely to be true. Leaving those moles in the dust, the book Dreaming the Future, The Fantastic Story of Prediction reveals that the practice of telling fortunes based on other types of birthmarks is called maculomancy. And as far as these beliefs go, birthmarks mean different things based on where they are found on your body. According to baby law, Portuguese superstition states that if a baby is born with a birthmark on their leg, it is a sign that their feet are itching to travel or that they'll be hyperactive. A birthmark on the arm means that the bearer is going to grow up to be strong, and a birthmark appearing on the face is considered to be a sign of beauty.
I was born like this, and I'm owning it.
Check out one of our newest videos right here. Plus, more list videos about your favorite stuff are coming soon. Subscribe to our YouTube channel and hit the bell so you don't miss a single one.